Oh, where'd she get that?
Can you see me in the back?
No. She's up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, can you see me back there?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can adjust this stand a little bit.
Okay. We'll see. Down below.
Down below. Down below.
Could I get a little help?
I think I have a chair for you.
Okay.
You can stand on.
Something.
Hang on just a second.
See the screws?
Oh, here you go, sweetie. Fix it. Let me help you.
Oh, wait, let me straighten out my skirt.
Forbid. Here. Okay. Oh, God, she's heavier than she looks. Jeez.
Right.
Can you see me now? I'm here to tell you a bedtime story. Actually, it's a fairy tale. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the story of Cinderella. But this is the story of Rendition. Once upon a time, in a caraway country, there lived the most beautiful girl, and her name was Rendition. See where I'm going with this? Now, Rendition lived with her muggly mother and her two very seen misters. Also in this caraway country, there lived a very pransome hince. And this pransome hince was having a big fancy fall. He invited people from miles around, especially the pitch people. They had lots of money. Well, Rendicella's muggly other and her two seen misters went to town to buy some dancy dresses for the big fancy fall. But Rendiceella couldn't go, because all she had to wear were some dirty old dags. Well, the night of the big fancy fall finally arrived, and Rendiceella couldn't go. So she just sat down and cried. She was sitting there crying when all of a sudden her Gary godmother appeared before her. She touched her with her magic wand, and looking down, Rendiceella found herself dressed in the most beautiful gown. It was fit for a princess. And on her feet were the most sparkly glass slippers. No, sparkly glass slippers. And standing before her was a big golden coach. And it was pulled by Hicks white horses, ready to take her to the big fancy fall. So Rendicella's fairy godmother said, "Now Rendiceella, you must be home before midnight. Don't be one minute late. If you are, I'll turn you into a pumpkin." So Rendiceella climbed aboard the big golden coach, and the Hicks white horses carried her off to the big fancy fall. When she arrived at the big fancy fall, the pransome hints noticed this most beautiful girl as soon as she entered the ballroom. They danced all night long, and before long, they fell in love. All at once, the mock struck midnight. Rendiceella staced down the rares, and just as she reached the bottom, she slopped her dripper. The next day, the pransome hints caraway fun tree for this beautiful girl who had slopped her dripper. It finally came to Rendercella's house. He tried to slop dripper on the muggly other. And it fitted dit. So he tried it on the two seed misters. It didn't dit them either. Finally, he tried it on Rendercella. And it fit it! It was a mighty miracle! It's just a perfect pies. And so Rendercella and the Pransome Hints were married. And they lived happily ever after. Now the moral of this story is, if you go to a big fancy fall and you want a Pransome Hints to lull in love with you, don't forget to slop your dripper.